Hello, everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. How are you guys doing once again? Let me remind you guys, for those of you who are new to this channel, if you will, go below the screen and hit the subscribe button. If you are a regular and you come to these broadcasts, please remember to hit that like button. Likes are for free and they are for the algorithm. And be mindful of the message that is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Um, yeah, just a little bit to unpack tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to keep y'all, but thanks for staying the course with me throughout these broadcasts, and it's really appreciated. See, by the way, we already had some people in the chat. Phil Brad, what's going on? RPM, what is good? And D Scott, what's going on? Yeah, uh, yeah, man. Quite a couple, quite a few things to discuss here tonight. One thing I've noticed is you have to understand throughout the years the shift in the attitude in Western culture towards cannabis. Many of us would call that marijuana. And for those of you who don't know where the term marijuana came from, it is a Mexican slang term. It was used in it was a term used for propaganda purposes. So there could be this movement to encourage the illegalization of the product itself. And it has had an effect all over the world, I would say, all over the world, especially in places like Russia. Yeah, there was this propaganda film that came out, I think it was back in the 30s. It's called Reefer Madness. And the reason why there is such an attitude toward cannabis, marijuana, THC is because of the propaganda campaigns that was put forth by the U.S. Um, Look, people may not want to admit it that it's like that, but the U.S. had the USA, the United States of America, the the kings and queens of the Western world has had a cultural impact all over. And yeah, we have a lot to do with the way the world operates. We really do. Everywhere from the anti drug culture to racism. Shoot, I just got through. I might show it to you guys one day. I watched a video on social media of, I guess it was this sports team going to China, and it was full of black guys, and the the natives, the locals there, kept calling the black best basketball players niggas, a word that came from America, a slang term that was offensive to blacks, that has been used for decades, over 100 years, and they're throwing it at us, and it's not even, well, it you would think, because that's a attitude or a stigma that came from the United States, that others, you would think others wouldn't use it, but they use it anyway. And video kind of made me mad, but it also let me know the impact of one of the world's superpowers. I mean, we get all these little clips and websites, and we get these words from foreign countries like, they look at the United States as a joke. I'm here to tell you, yeah, but not really. Yeah, but not really. I mean, like they talk about our presidents, what morons they are, and shoot, that might actually be the case. But at the same time, is the culture, like I said, the cultural impact. Anthony Drosso said, "Did you guys know Brittany's ex-wife put her on child support for a kid she had from an affair? I laugh hard when her, huh? Who had the kid? Ilago Savage, what's going on?" Man, but I mean, when it rains, it pours. But the Brittany that Anthony Drossos is talking about is Brittany Griner. And let me go ahead and share the screen, show y'all what I pulled up, which is no, I hate pop-ups. Yeah, which is why we're here. So this past week, WNBA star Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in Russian jail for drug smuggling. Um, Basically, when she was at a Russian airport, they went through her bags and possessions, and they found some hashish cartridges. Um, I guess they use these things to vape the weed, or put it in a contraption that allows her to take it in a very efficient delivery, I would say. Um, yeah. Although our attitudes are slacking up, and we are, the effects of reefer madness is kind of wearing off, is that just the opposite goes on in places like Russia. Russia is a communist country, so there's a different political vibe and atmosphere over there. Um, so when they found these hashish cartridges, she got treated like a straight up criminal. It is almost as if she assaulted somebody. She probably doesn't need. She wouldn't even get that time like that if she did assault someone. But what I was saying is our attitudes maybe over here in the United States may be slacking up on THC, marijuana, cannabis. Our attitudes may be slacking up, and I think it's legalized in over 25 states now. That doesn't mean that it's going to be like that everywhere we go. And there have been some people before who have been detained from Russia for marijuana. Yeah, and I believe I said this maybe a week or so ago. If you're going to go to another country, you need to educate yourself on that country's customs and laws. So, um, so you won't end up like a Brittany Griner. So you won't end up like her, and you know what? That's for it's for your own good. It's not something that I would like to see happen to people, because it's like, I mean, I've seen the pics, I've seen the memes, I seen that one where her eyes were like open real wide because it just seems as if she doesn't that the reality itself, it hasn't even set in yet that she has to go to prison in Russia. And I mean, you know, there's a lot of people who have, different opinions out there about, whether, she deserved it or whether she would have the same amount of sympathy if it were one of us. And I can tell you right now, the answer is no. Reason being is look how some of us are acting toward her. I even put some in a community tab like what we're supposed to feel sorry for her. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, because bad things happen to people, unfortunate things happen to people, but for her, this was highly preventable. People are saying, we that the United States did not do enough to protect her. Then you have a bunch of virtue signaling, like in my opinion, my opinion, which, like I said, opinions have only so much value. And I know my opinion doesn't mean anything when it comes to cases like this, but um, let me tell y'all something. It is stiff. It is a harsh punishment. It really is. It's a harsh punishment to go to prison for 9 years for being caught with what is considered drugs. I mean, I can understand if it's something like crack or fentanyl or something like that, something that'll really do you more harm than good, you know. But for a substance that is remarkably non toxic, as many, then this is through scientific research, because THC, although it is a chemical, it's a natural chemical. And the substance itself, marijuana, whether it's in hemp form or it's in a form where it could, uh, get you high, is not is less harmful than a lot of substances. Not really substances. Things that you will find in your grocery store or your drugstore. It's less harmful than a lot of that stuff. Hell, it's less harmful than aspirin. Shoot. In fact, I believe that it is the dumbest thing in the fucking world to be illegal. But because of this reefer madness push that was started in the United States of America, people like Brittany Griner have to suffer in other places. Do I believe Brittany Griner should go down for this? No, I don't. I know there's a lot of y'all out there that don't feel sorry for her. A lot of y'all out there that don't feel any sympathy. Even some of y'all be like, good riddance. Some of you out there, have brought, including myself, have brought up the fact that she's a domestic abuser. And we all really know that female domestic abusers, they never really go down. They never go down. In fact, domestic abuse between from female to female is higher than domestic abuse from male to female. So we do have a way of looking at this double standard of of circumstances that were created by both men and women. So in essence, and indirectly and directly, it's the United States' fault that people like Brittany Griner are going down. It's been the U.S. fault. Like I said, people like other countries follow suit to the things that the United States does. Should Brittany Griner have known better? Yeah, hell yeah, she should have known better. Really, athletes really need to stop going to other countries and fucking up shit and embarrassing us whenever they get an opportunity. For real, for real. If you want me to ask, yeah. What was that dude from years ago? I think he was a swimmer that went over to another country and did some fucked up shit. Forgot his name. Uh, yeah, but let's see. But with everything that's being said, like I say, with everything that's being said from people in the West about weed, marijuana, sticky, icky, whatever you want to call it, we are starting to show the attitude that we really don't think that much of, or we really don't think that badly about weed, especially when it comes to the black woman. Let me give you another example. Sha'Carri Richardson. Yep, oh Sha'Carri. Another athlete. Another world class athlete. Y'all remember this? Oh, go away. Do y'all remember this? Sha'Carri Richardson. Read the headline. Sha'Carri Richardson fails drug test and suspended from 2021 Summer Olympics. Yeah, she got suspended for 30 days. Guess why? Marijuana. Cannabis. Cannabis is the legal name for the substance. THC is the ingredient that makes everyone high. Tetrahydrocannabinol. And here's one thing that I was always taught. If I had something at stake, like a job or, something that will put me in a good position, and one of the policies is that you must pass drug tests. Now, I am someone that has partaken many, many times in my life. But I do know one thing. When I'm put in a situation to where I may get drug tested or have to pass a drug test, the one thing that I've always learned is that don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not that serious. And Sha'Carri screwed up she screwed up the opportunity of a lifetime. And then when she was able to return, I think that's when she played. She went last in that race. Yeah, the one where she started acting all unprofessional and started shooting her mouth off and such. Like and still, Sha'Carri is very like. If one thing that people like Sha'Carri should be taught is the way you present yourself in public. Every time she performs poorly, she shoots her mouth off. That's okay. It's okay. We win some, we lose some. But how you act in front of a camera, that's there forever. I remember not too long ago, maybe not even a week or so ago, she had made a video where she was like she had her legs open. She had her legs open, talking about something like eat this. I said I would let y'all eat it, but y'all ain't good enough or something like that. I was like, damn, that's how you react to losing. So, but I showed this once again because there were celebrities coming out supporting Sha'Carri Richardson after she failed this drug test. It's just weed. Like I said, any condition that you place yourself in to where you have to take a drug test, just don't do it. Just don't smoke. Just it ain't that serious. Somebody should have told what's the name? Look, don't be doing that shit in Russian. Somebody should have told Brittany Griner. Maybe Sha'Carri should have told her that it wasn't a good idea. So what have we established so far? Number one, I understand that the effects of THC, marijuana, cannabis ain't that serious. I do understand that. It's not that serious. Yeah. The most harm that it will do is make you complacent if you do it too much. And that's something that is psychological. You ever had that friend that didn't do anything but sit around and smoke all day? Complacency. And then that complacency can only go so far. Really, if you are just super complacent and you smoke, it's because you're just a super complacent motherfucker. It's not really because you smoke. And I'll tell you this, I have nothing against anybody who smokes. There was a whole culture that promoted behavior like that. And then I got to go back to the rap music. And I have to reference a couple other situations. See, this is the thing, black man. When we do something, it could be it could be cool to the subculture, but society will still see it as something bad. Example: Snoop Doggy Dogg. Remember when How High came out with Redman and Method Man? Hell, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Various rappers would used to talk about, burning weed, burning that sticky icky. And although we as black men can make something cool, I mean, we also have a real world effect. Shoot, just like it made it cool, like Dave Chappelle, Half Baked. We make it cool and we let everybody know it's okay, but we'll still get punished for it. Example: Ricky Williams. Many pro athletes that Stephen A. Smith himself made fun of because these guys got popped on drug tests and ruined their opportunities. And once again, if you do understand that something is at stake and it might not be a good idea to smoke weed, then don't. Don't do it. It doesn't work for black men. No one's ever going to come forward and say things like, oh, it's just weed when it comes to a black man. When black men get popped for in drug tests and you have your Ricky Williams, shit like that, you're going to have a guy like Stephen A. Smith come out and say stuff like, they could not stop smoking the weed. When you have cases like Brittany Griner and Sha'Carri Richardson, Guess what? You're going to have a bunch of people coming on TV, coming on social media, saying that it's just weed. It's just marijuana. It's just THC. It ain't even that serious. They prescribe it for medical use. So I had this thought. I had this thought. I was like, and the via the topic for tonight's discussion, I was like, the key to legalization really is black women. It's the B dub. It's the B dub because every time they get caught up in a situation like this, everybody always says it's just weed. You know, because like I say, whereas it doesn't work for a black man, it will work for a black woman. Kind of like when black women do things that they can't get away with, but white women can. it kind of works that way. Black women can get away with certain things that black men can't, but black women can't get away with certain things that white women can. And I'm not talking about twerking. Shoot, because I did see this. I did see this. People started bringing this up. There was a white school teacher that got in trouble for having weed in Russia, and she didn't serve nearly as much time. I think they said she served maybe like 2 months. Now, I'm not trying to pull the white women do it too, but I just thought that it might be worth mentioning. Said she was arrested in Moscow. Damn, she was close to the Kremlin. Said she tried to board a plane and leave Russia amid pending domestic violence charges. Oh shit. Let's see. Said Krebenek was charged with intention to inflict slight bodily harm and threaten to kill or do bodily goddamn in an altercation with Mikhail Karavik. Oh shit! Talking about she was wielding a kitchen knife. She got in a fight and everything. But let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find the part where she yeah, just bear with me. I'm trying to find the part where they said that she served like uh 2 months. I hate to bring that up and not give the accurate information. Okay, maybe I should start from the top. Bear with me, people. Uh, oh shoot, because I have too many pages open. Sorry about this, guys. Oh god. It's saying that Griner is wrongfully detained. The president is alluding to a assessment that is likely underway for another American woman jailed in Russia, Sarah Krebenek, according to Chris Costa. Okay. Yeah, I brought up you. I think I pulled up the wrong article. Yeah, that kind of makes me look a little crazy. Sorry about that. But, that's something that we always try to do, in this American society. We always try to compare the unfortunate happenings of uh, black women to the near unfortunate happenings of white women. But yeah, if I do find exactly where it said she served only 2 months, then I will offer that clarity. But I did see something like that today, and here it is. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're not in control of those decisions. Even if they let a white woman go after 2 months, and then they let they're keeping Brittany Griner, we already know that these countries are racist. And I'm gonna say it just like I heard this white feminist talk like 4 or 5 years ago about black men, and I'm gonna relate this to the Brittany Griner situation. And the feminist said, if black men understand that they are at a disadvantage when it comes to the law, why is it that we do this stuff anyway? It's stupid. We're stupid for it. Hmm. So, so here we go. So let me ask y'all a question, chat. Do y'all have any kind of empathy or sympathy for Brittany Griner? Do you believe that her sentence is too harsh, or is she getting what she deserves? Let me go down here. Let me check out some of these comments in the chat. We got D Scott with the super chat. Really appreciate it. He says, "Put down the weed. The key to life is through Keisha." Yeah, look at you guys. None whatsoever. Alice Stranger, nope. Ray Hummer, no. Man Cold TV, no sympathy. Yeah, what's going on? Say Alan Stranger said, "Don't smuggle green overseas. Who the hell flies dirty?" I gotta tell you, I've seen it done before. I've seen it done before. You'd be surprised, but that was getting through these little airports over here, these little janky little setups. I mean, it was real tricky, but it wouldn't never be something that I would try. Never. What's going on, Donnie? Well, I don't know. It's just like this. I think we found a positive use for the your average everyday B dub. If they could, if like I said, if the West is going to have the attitude when it happens to people like Sha'Carri Richardson and Brittany Griner, then maybe the United States should uh, show the world, lead the world once again in the trend of, adopting our attitude, playing a game of be like us. Shit, legalize. Shoot, legalize. That would definitely work out for the people who like to partake. Shit, legalize. Do this thing like Amsterdam. And it took the black woman to show us that's possible. Go, sisters. Oh, man. KP, KP from KC5. I mean, it said Brian Griner. Want to be a man so damn bad. Act like a man, get treated like man. Yeah, she's extremely tall. Phil Brad says that she'll be out in 3 months. Possibly. KP from KC5 said, "I have no sympathy because she went She went to someone else's house and broke their rules. Chin up, chest out, Brian. You got it. She got access to more vagina now. Tell you what though, she's gonna wherever she like whatever prison she in, she's gonna be a spectacle because she's so tall. Yeah, yeah, she's gonna be a spectacle. So probably might not be too much of a danger for her. It's just that being in prison and not being able to move about how you want to move about is what's going to be key in that situation. But the thing is, I don't like to be the black man that says that if that were a man, then they wouldn't have that much sympathy, which is true. If that were a man, they wouldn't have as much sympathy and outpour for like they have for Brittany Griner. And shoot, I do understand when people bring up stuff like that. Anthony Drosso says the Russians have a higher percentage of tall people. She'll only stand. They said Russians have a higher percent of tall people. She'll only stand out for being black. Weather, what's going on? Says she needs to be granted. She needs to do the whole nine. Let this situation humble her, so we won't take her freedoms for granted. Honestly, OG, she sounded sincerely remorseful and aware of what she did. Yeah. Plus the fact that she ain't been able to smoke in all of that time. That man said the whole nine. The whole 9 years. Tell y'all something, man. There have been people who have been caught with weed that have done longer than that, especially if they were selling. Had a realistic impact on their lives. Lives could have been different if they had been free all them years. Shoot. So let me tell y'all like this. I'm a proponent of legalization. I'm a huge proponent of it. But it is what it is. Whatever happened to Brittany Griner, she got to deal with that shit. Shoot, I'm just saying, it's gotta suck. It's gotta suck being in that situation, though. Isn't the U.S. already working on a prisoner exchange? I don't know if they're working on it for sure. Let me see if I can find something on it. Cause they say the U.S. has an arms dealer detained, a Russian arms dealer, and they might try to negotiate swapping him for Brittany Griner. Let's see. Okay, I think I found a little something. Yeah, I get back to these comments in a minute, but I found something. Found a article. Lavrov says Russia is ready to discuss prisoner swap with U.S. after Griner conviction. Said the U.S. and Russia have indicated that they are ready to hold talks over a prisoner swap. a day after basketball star Brittany Griner was convicted for drug smuggling and sentenced to 9 years in prison for carrying less than a gram of cannabis oil through a Moscow airport. Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov told reporters in Cambodia that the Kremlin is ready to discuss this topic, but within the framework of the channel that has been agreed by the presidents. State news agent Ria Novosti reported there is a specified channel that's been agreed upon by Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Joe Biden, and no matter what anyone says publicly, this channel will remain in effect. Said we put forward as the substantial proposal that Russia should engage with us on at what Foreign Minister Lavrov said this morning and said publicly is that they are prepared to engage through channels we have established just to do that, and we'll be pursuing that. President Joe Biden said later on Friday that he's hopeful about efforts to secure Griner. I'm hoping we're working hard, Biden told reporters outside the White House after a bill signing. Oh, man. A bill signing. And you know what's funny about that? Joe Biden is signing bills left and right, none for black people. But, if Biden is able to, get the prisoner swap done, will that be the first thing he's done for a black person since he's been in office? Shoot, he'll probably run his damn next candidate if he's able to, or whoever decides to run in the Democrat spot for president. Shoot, they'll probably use that as a campaign thing, campaign on. Shoot, well, we freed Brittany Griner from the clutches of the Russian bear. But I think the prisoner exchange, I think it's a Russian arms dealer. They actually call this guy a merchant of death. But let's be honest about that. Countries themselves are merchants of death. So let's see. Okay, so we got somebody, got some people in the chat. So if that answers your question, Anthony Drosos, it does appear that they are working on a prisoner exchange. Weather says American blacks are spoiled, Kev. Wouldn't you agree? When you say they're privileged, entitled, sounds familiar, doesn't it? I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, we do have strides to make as far as our levels of maturity. Yakuza series generation official saying I have anxiety attacks because some pro-black hotep simps threatened me, my life. He going to stop black man from dating outside my race. He said he going to kill me if I don't date my own race. Goddamn, that's desperation. And good luck to you, bro. I hope nothing bad happens to you. I mean, shit, the dick police, they threatening violence now. Yeah, y'all gonna keep this shit within the race. But then, like, when they see they don't react nearly the same when they see Keisha with Brad. But I don't know. Is one thing that I will say is if she gone, they took another one off our hands. But damn, I hope they don't get what they want. Man, Cold TV, an arms dealer for a WNBA player. LOL. That ain't even no swap kill. uh, Yakuza series generation officials say it's sad how a lot of these pro whack hotep simps got a lot of hate in their heart and try to tell you to date your own black woman. They're not ours though, man. They declared their independence from us and I mean we've done enough as far as that end. The motherfucker said that this sound like a Herschel Walker trade. What the fuck? Said Kev, would you make this swap? I guess you're asking me would I make the swap. Um, based upon what I've said about an arms dealer and Grinder's punishment being too harsh. And man, why you had to ask me that question? Would I make the swap? Would I make the swap? Uh, hmm. Let's see. Would I make the swap? Would I give them an arms dealer um, for a basketball player who got caught with some hashish cartridges? Mm. Eh. Then he goes on to say, "Why would you swap a notorious arms dealer for a black basketball player? They got to know this is an okie doke, right? Yeah, it is. It is an okie doke. It's what I like to call a finesse. Would I make the swap? Now, if I were in the position to make a swap and I knew of the ramifications of said swap, that if I swapped this guy for Brittany Griner, it could get a lot more people killed. Uh, it depends on the ramifications. It depends on the ramifications. I'll say that. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. What up, people? Said I remember Brittany Griner say she wouldn't play in Indy because of discrimination and sexism. Bet Indiana looking good right about now. Mm. That man said SYSBM said Brittany Griner is now officially in a situation where there is complete equality. Said no swap, let her sit. Pride cometh before the fall. She was entitled and took all the rights they are given in U.S. for granted. Plus, they said that she did, and then they tried to explain, well, you know what? She wouldn't be in Russia if they just pay the girls what they deserve. I mean, look, that whole WNBA argument talking about that they should pay the girls more because they deserve it. If they were actually getting paid what they deserve, they would be getting paid even less. Would I say Brittany Griner? Nah, probably not. I'm leaning more toward in the no. More like, but for real, how many arms dealers do you really think is out there? And a lot of people would trade her out for an arms dealer. But that's just sheer emotion right there. Is that hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power says feminists don't realize how good they have it in America. WNBA welfare National Basketball Association. They eat off the NBA. They sure do. The NBA subsidizes the WNBA. Yet they feel like men need to get more involved in helping them with their success. ESPN has been very reckless in their reporting, calling it an unlawful detainment, which is very dangerous propaganda. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. They could have made things harder for her. ESPN, the same network that makes fun of black men who get caught up in situations like failing drug tests and ruining their sports careers via Stephen A. Smith, calling Brittany Griner's detainment unlawful. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, to say the least. But like I said, black man, you're not a black woman. Just like a black woman need to realize she's not a white woman. Shoot, there are certain things that we can't get away with. Obviously, that they can. Let's see. Say Russia doesn't play when it comes to contraband. Russia doesn't play when it comes to a lot of shit. 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 Putin just issued a statement to the U.S. not too long ago. Basically saying that we really haven't done anything to the Ukraine for real, for real. The man said these B dubs wouldn't last in Nigeria where there's no such thing as child support. Ugh. Brother says she broke the law. Her contrition was evidence that she at least was aware of the laws in Russia regarding drug smuggling. Her own remorse contradicts ESPN's foolish narratives about the situation. RPM says she's lucky because some countries have a death penalty for coming over there with drugs. Yeah, they sure do. A death penalty. Yeah. Once again, I'm going to say if you're going to go to another country on anything, at least learn the customs of that country. Learn the customs because your very life could depend on it. But okay, for those people like I guess who have even more of a passion than me as proponents of legalization over here in the West, shoot, this could be the perfect time to make a push like this. Now, I'm not outright suggesting to people that we should advocate to get weed legalized. We should advocate to get marijuana legalized. Look what happened to Shakari. Look what happened to Brittany Griner. It ain't that serious, y'all. It ain't that serious. But if you are passionate about something like that, then this would be the chance for you to convince your local governments to go to the big government and say, "Hey, dog, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's legalize. Let's show the world." They are never going. I don't believe that cannabis will ever be fully decriminalized in the U.S. It's going to be illegal for the same reasons that it is illegal everywhere else. First of all, it started out as a mentality. Second, if you did make cannabis legal, then people will start researching again like they were before into all the uses for one of the most versatile substances on the planet. A lot of industries' money would be in trouble if that stuff was ever legalized. The paper industry, the clothing industry will be impacted. The pharmaceutical industry will be impacted. There is millions, maybe billions of dollars at stake, all because of a remarkably non toxic substance. Billions. And somebody was telling me is how to ask me like in one of my community posts, how do I feel about in the states where it is legal, how do I feel about black people being cut out of the industry? I would say that's not completely accurate. You have Jaleel. I mean, and we have to keep bringing up celebrities, but Jaleel White, he put out a brand of weed that he used the Urkel name on. You got Mike Tyson that's in the industry. You got Snoop Dogg that's in the industry. Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, he was in the industry. So my suggestion to people like that is instead of always listening to rabble rousers that are on the internet, do your research. It's just, I mean, shit. I mean, there are basically, yeah, there are other things to fight for, like U.S. black farmers uh, never being able to get funding, no matter who the administration is. Whenever they get a farming stimulus package, all of the other farmers, like other races of farmers, they always get like most of the money, but black farmers don't get any funding. So yeah, there is other things that we can put our energy toward beside legalization. But I mean, shit, just a thought. If we react, if we if 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 we react to every time a black woman gets in trouble for marijuana like this, then hey, maybe we should rethink our overall attitude on it. I know a lot of you guys that probably watch this program and probably watch other platforms that are in this space and surrounded by this space. You guys have a strong attitude toward cannabis. A lot of you guys work in professions to where you have to distance yourself away from it, and I do get it. But like I said, I just don't think the substance is that bad. But anyway, is although it's not that bad, you still have people and organizations who have policies that tell you to stay away from it. So just like with any other just like with any other black person, you do the crime, you got to do the time. Broke Down Palace. Yeah, I need to watch that movie. I've never ever watched that movie. Is Jim Rat in the building? What's going on, Jim Rat? No, I've never seen Broke Down Palace. I probably need to check that out. A lot of people in the kink swear by the hemp rope. Don't ask me how I know that. The man said whatever I told girls I dated in the past I was Nigerian. They would sigh nervously. He mentioned Jalea White smoked it, punched a man next to him and said, "Did I do that?" LOL. Single mothers give birth to complainers. Yeah, I have to say that is holistically true, mostly true. Yeah. So chat. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that marijuana should be legalized? Robert Robert Nelson. Where is Black Lives Matter at? And also the Ronnie Bobby Mike group as they silent. Well, she knows she black now. What's going on, Robert Nelson? RPM says yes. Weather says no. Kamaru Usman, younger but bigger heavyweight brother, just won the Ultimate Fighter trophy. He is in the UFC. Phil Brad says for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna throw in my like I said, yeah, it should be legalized. Should be legalized. I mean, you as a human being need to use your own discretion, though. I mean, if you are someone who does smoke, then do it at the right times. Don't do it where it can. Don't do it to where it can affect you negatively. Mm. Shout out, shout out to Young Ripper. Yeah, I ordered this comic book. So, I'm tell y'all right now. Yeah, once I get the comic book, I'm probably gonna do a review on either this channel or my backup channel, and I'm gonna do a review on the Black Dimension. Thought I'd admit that. Thought I'd go ahead and tell y'all that. RPM. I spent over 10 years growing weed on up and down the West Coast before I came back to Baltimore. I missed the money that came with being a grower. Said there would be less there would be less violence if people smoked instead of drank. Yeah, yeah, I probably would. Yeah, yeah, I probably would have to agree with that. Viscount Crypto 76 says yes. Phil Brad says I smoke 24/7. Yeah, yeah. RPM, I know what you mean. The chicks call me a grower. LO. Yeah, hybrid man, you off the chain down there. Uh, uh, yeah, man. But anyway, y'all. Hmm. Think about I've said about just about as much as I can say about this. Yeah, the whole Brittany Griner thing, man, is it really is tragic. And I'll tell you one thing though, seeing her walk around as sad and as Weather says, as remorseful as she is, the human part of me kind of feels some sympathy for her. I mean, in the light that I know I would not want to be caught up in a situation like that. I know I wouldn't. And I don't even know if, she understood completely how much she messed up or the or how she could mess up if she were to be caught with a substance like that in a Moscow airport. So, I mean, we all make mistakes, brothers and sisters. If there are any sisters watching right now, we all make mistakes. We all do, and I'm sure that Brittany Griner is very much thinking about her mistakes right now because she definitely can't smoke them or vape them away. I was like, damn. But if she does get out, if she is freed, would she go? Do y'all believe that she'll go back to smoking, or she'll go back to partaking in said substance? Hmm. It sure is something to think about. I mean, who knows of the conditions and the mental anguish that being in a Russian prison can do to you. She'll probably go in a corner with a pile of it if she ever gets out. Or will she look at it as like, this stuff really got me in some shit? I better stay away from it. I mean, think about it. She's the one that's in the WNBA. The WNBA is trying to gain prominence. And possibly for 9 years, she can't help with that. WNBA is probably, if they weren't being subsidized by the NBA, it probably would be no WNBA. So they are already going through the struggle, and you have athletes that take themselves so serious to the point where the idea of being there any substance like that is just crazy to them. I give an example. Mark Henry. Mark Henry, he's formerly of WWE right now. He used to be WWE wrestler. He was billed as the world's strongest man, and he's a guy that did win plenty of strongman competitions in real life. He's like that. He considers himself a world class athlete, and he doesn't go anywhere near drugs or weed and such. That's what it is. If you want your organization to be taken seriously, like the WNBA always spats and screams about, if you want your organization to be taken seriously, you will do everything that you possibly can to make sure that it is taken seriously and make sure that you are always in top condition to be able to participate in making it great. And Brittany Griner wasn't mindful of that. She wasn't. For someone who has not been educated or told about Russia's attitude toward possession of what they consider to be a dangerous narcotic, such as cannabis, THC, marijuana. If I were to take a trip to Russia, I would I would make damn sure I wasn't anywhere around any illegal substances, especially going into uh, especially going into a situation where I am a dark skinned black man. Is and I would say dark skinned black man because number one, that's what I am. Number two, when you think of a black person, the archetype you're going to think of is dark skin. I'm all the way there. There's no denying it. I don't even look mixed. So I mean I wouldn't do anything stupid in another part of the world. I wouldn't, because I know if I get caught with something like that, I know my black ass is gone. I know I am. So anyway, brother said I think she sees herself as a circus freak. She comes off as very sheepish and awkward. Am I the only one that notices that about her? Whether actually no. Actually no. Yeah, I mean, for look, because it's like you gotta tell her mannerisms and her demeanor. You know, when she was walking around that courtroom. However, catastrophic impact X-83 power said Mark Henry was benching 535. Damn, in the 10th grade. That motherfucker. Yeah, that motherfucker strong as fuck. People that are given power by the press and media, namely women, tend to walk around feeling untouchable. Imagine how brokenhearted she is that daddy ain't coming for her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And let me stick that comment back here. Let me stick that comment back up. And look for all these little old divestors and these little bed weaves and bed wenches out there that believe that their lives are better in the hands of the white man. I mean, cool if you can find somebody like that, but don't think that is something that's always gonna save you, because it isn't. And let Mrs. Griner's situation be a lesson to you on such. Whether say had this been Iran, yes, she would have been potentially executed, especially being LGBT. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They probably know she LGBT too, and like Russia, they cracked. Like who was it that cracked down on that? Russia, yeah, Russia really cracks down on stuff like that. It's like you're not gonna put this in our educational system. You don't get the fuck out of here with that. Brother says being a 6'8" woman has to be extremely awkward. Yeah, she is really tall. Australia is a stretch. Yeah, man. So I'm glad to see that. Although some of y'all said no, we shouldn't make the swap. She shouldn't be set free. She should go ahead and do that time. I'm glad to see some of y'all have at least a little inkling of sympathy for her. Like, even though I've said what I've said about her, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like just being brutally honest. I don't feel that sorry for her. I mean, not that sorry. I do feel a inkling of it because, like I said, being in a situation like that, nah, that shit's for the birds. No, D. Scott, she is not a political prisoner. No, she isn't. Nope. The man said the Russian man is not your average Brad. Sergey is no dope, no joke. Sergey would never tolerate Keisha's misandry. Shoot, that's why, bruh, that's why they have to have books and instructionals, and I'm sure there's somewhere on YouTube too. They actually teach girls how to deal with men of other races, cause cause the black man is about the only man that will put up with the misandry from a black woman. They will. We just do. She did. These guys said she did something stupid and probably thought she'd get off. Yeah, well, that's 9 years. If 9 years is getting off, then she was right. Uh, RPM, I don't feel sorry for her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just I appreciate I appreciate you guys' honesty, if anything. Hybrid Catastrophic said Impact X83rd Power said the government putting battery packs in these women's back only for them to get humbled outside. Yep, sad but true. Sad but true. You cannot go. They're just like a lot of these little old privileged white boys over here in the States. They learn when they go to other places that they can't be fucking up like that. Russians have a strong, I mean strong culture that goes back thousands of years before the formation of the Soviet Union. Yeah, yeah. This yeah, I wouldn't fuck around in Russia. Like not at all. This will be used by the Democrats at voting time. Yeah, I did say that. This will be used at this will be used by the Democrats at voting time. They will use Brittany Griner to garner more black women votes and LGBTQ privileges. Yep, yep. Because according to this side of the world, she's in three oppressed groups: black, women, and LGBT. That's just according to Western culture. I'm not saying that she's actually oppressed. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I think I'm gonna probably wrap this up. Hard to root for a feminist. Yeah. It is. It is. I am just like Simps. I am not a fan of feminists at all. The freaky ones that twerk and shit. You know, they're there for my viewing pleasure. But you know, outside of that, the blue haired shapeless ones, nah. That man said Weather said Putin is 5'4". LOL irony. Griner is 6'8". Biden is 6 feet. But who has the power? Hyper said she probably dreaming about Indiana. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. She probably dreaming about Indiana with an American flag bedspread right now. Shoot. I mean, said Putin is actually trained. Yeah. Somebody told me about Vladimir Putin a while back. Said that Putin could probably kill us with like he said Putin probably kill both of us with his bare hands. Yeah, yeah, but he either she said she's going to celebrate the heck out of the Fourth of July next summer. Probably like I said, probably be running around her cell with a sparkler and a little American flag. Ed O'Neill from Married with Children is freakishly trained. Yeah, yeah, Ed O'Neill used to train. Yeah, Ed O'Neill used to train with the Gracies. I said B dubs are like white men when shit isn't going their way. It's fuck America. Yep. Funny how that works. It was that Putin be hunting bears without a shirt on and no rifle in the Russian woods. Man, he gotta have some kind of weapon. You be trained in jujitsu all he want. That's a bear. That's a bear. So what you telling me? Help the bear? You mean tell me Vladimir Putin is the real mystical? Yeah, I would fuck with Ed O'Neill old ass. He old, but he knows some shit. I said, help the bear. Shoot. Well, yeah. Mystical got caught up. Speaking of Mystical got caught up again for the same thing. Now, now, listen up. I and this is about Mystical. I know hoes be lying. I know they do, and especially like for something like sexual assault and rape on a black man, that's a stigma that never leaves you. Once you're accused and you're a black man, uh, it's on you, guilty or not guilty. But to be caught up with the same charge a third time, I'm like, come on, man. Seriously, man. Come on now. Damn, Mystical, bro, he is 51 years old. Ouch, man. Mystical, 51 years old. Still think he 20 something. I remember the Russian hockey team was letting Putin win in a hockey game because they were afraid he was going to have them killed. Damn. RPM, I agree. Mystical does need help. He needs help. He needs help, and I think the only help that he can get is the help that being locked up in a penitentiary. That's why guys should not actually read into it like these rappers just be getting all this pussy and this other stuff, because if they were, you probably wouldn't have guys like Mystical going around, doing what he does to females. That's not cool at all. Like I said, I know hoes be lying, but shit, Mystical. They said that he took the girl's keys and her cell phone and tried to keep her confined, which is the false imprisonment charge. I was like, damn, that looks bad. So it wasn't Mystical in the Marine Corps as a drill sergeant. Yeah, I think he's military. From what I heard, he didn't great the chick. He stole from him instead of going to the police. She stole from him, and instead of going to the police, he asked for sexual favors. Estimates, yeah, that's where he got fucked up at. Yeah, yeah, that's where he fucked up at. I'll let you go if you suck my dick. Like, oh, you can't do that, bro. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what. Yeah, but hybrid. Yeah, they said. Yeah, I remember that now. She did. They said he accused her of stealing $100. High Art 69er. What's going on? Say he's the big fish after all. Yeah, hybrid. Yeah, $100. He accused her of stealing $100. Said drill sergeant your way through it, mystical. And even so, mystical should have just been careful about his behavior. See, I heard it was 20K. Nah, it was $100. 20K. Hold up. Let me look up. Let me look it up real quick. Mystical. Look it up. Let's see. said Michael Mystical Tyler was arrested on charges including rape and domestic abuse and battery. Sheriff Bobby Weber of Ascension Parish outside of Baton Rouge. Oh God. No, wait a minute. That's something else. No, no, no. This is it. Let's see. It said the 51-year-old hip hop legend is being held without bond on 10 charges. Jeez. Jesus. Said the new charges include first degree rape, simple robbery, false imprisonment, simple criminal damage to property, and drug charges, including possession of amphetamines. Conviction for first degree rape carries at least a life sentence. The prosecutors can choose whether to ask for the death penalty. Oh my God. Damn, they can ask for the death penalty. He filmed it. That was the first one. Yeah, high art 69er. Yeah, that was the first incident. He filmed the first incident. Then there was two more incidences after that. The second incident, they said the charges were dropped. This third incident is pretty new. No wonder Mystical said, "Oh, shake it fast, quit crying, quit the crying heifer. I don't need all that." Damn. Tell you, man, these dudes be all popular at one point in their lives. They got women giving them all kinds of snatch. And then, shit, when it ain't like that anymore, they try to damn capture the moment again and get fucked up like that. But look, guys, I'm finna get it up out of here. I'm about to get it up out of here. You guys in the chat have been great. Really appreciate your participation. Um, I will say this in closing. Um, when B dubs, when I say B dubs, I mean black women, when they say that nobody likes them and nobody respects them, that is completely inaccurate. It's completely inaccurate because I gave you guys earlier two examples of how these women, even through the narratives that we put out there, are protected. They don't have to be worried that a B dub never has to worry about being called a pookie. I mean, being called a ratchet, yeah, but the whole attitude in the way that we are looked at as people differ when it comes to black men and black women. If it's us, you know, the lesson that you learn from Ricky Williams, if it's us and our lives get ruined on account of weed, marijuana, that sticky icky herb, then they're laughing at us and telling us that we should have known better. But when it comes to B dubs, like Brittany Griner and Sha'Carri Richardson, all of a sudden it's just weed. It's not that bad. Shoot, it's really stupid that they would punish somebody so severely for something like that. And yes, I've also said too that yeah, the punishment is severe, but it is the customs and the laws of the other country that fuck that up for Brittany Griner. And also, Brittany Griner fucked that shit up for Brittany Griner. So, all I can say is it's another human life, man. Unfair things happen every day. Unfair things happen every day to people. And it's a shame. But that's just what it is. Sometimes you will get suspended from the Olympics. Other times you get detained in jail for 90 days. But our attitudes in the West, since we're so supportive, why don't we show this consistent behavior with everyone? And that's all I'm saying. Instead of people who know they fucked up. So I'm finished for now. It's been an hour and a half. And for those of you watching, be here for my next broadcast entitled "If the Black Woman Is God." You guys will call her a pick me. I mean, it's not in those exact words, but that's that's pretty much what it is. I believe that if it were in fact if God came down and in fact God was a black woman, then according to everyone's concept of God and how fair and benevolent God's supposed to be, black people, especially B dubs, will probably call her a pick me. But more on that tomorrow night. But anyway, guys, this is Kev. This is BMBBH. Thank you once again for stopping by and partaking in this broadcast right here. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. I'm gonna win, and when that happens, we all do. Peace out.